Ramon and Celeste are in the lobby of Financial Peace Plaza with the 5 kiddos. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi,
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Welcome, welcome. Where do you guys live?
In Loma Linda, California.
In Los Angeles, okay. So what in the world are you doing in Nashville, Tennessee?
We are here to do our debt-free scream.
You made a trek all the way across
Absolutely.
the country with 5 kids
Absolutely.
to do a debt-free scream. So did you fly, I hope?
Yep, we flew.
Good, very good. All right, we got to start off because the guys, for those of you that aren't watching at home on your app, on your iPhone or iPad, which you should be, or online, the young men are all in suits and ties. They are ready to go here. They're dressed up. So why? Who got the idea for them to dress up?
Well, that was my idea.
Okay.
I thought that would be neat.
Okay, good way to mark
It's
the
a
occasion.
special occasion, and we wanted them to remember it. So.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like going to a wedding.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. We could say a funeral. The dead is dead. Yeah, that's it.
Sally Mae's funeral.
Sally Mae's funeral. That's right. All right. Well, give me everyone's name. Your daughter's first.
What's your name, Chloe?
She's not on the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Chloe?
introduce them, Dad.
All right. Chloe, Joshua, Caden, Seth, and Drew.
All right. Good-looking guys and gals. Here we go. Fun. So how much debt have you guys paid off?
$802,000.
Ho-ho! Okay. Yeah, there's more to this story. And how long did this take?
3 years and 11 months.
3 years, 11 months. And making what kind of household income?
Well, I started out at $240,000, and we went up to about $405,000 during that process.
Holy moly. What do you do for a living?
I'm a physician.
Ah, I was going to guess. Okay. What type of practice?
Family medicine was my residency training, but then I learned ER to increase my income during the process. So
Oh, doubled it
I
almost.
do both.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's impressive. So the $802,000, I hope that includes your home.
Well, that was selling one of our houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we sold a home and we sold a van. That was about $380,000 of that.
Okay. So you paid off another $400,000
Cash.
in 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And that was, what was that?
That was, number one was Aunt Sally Mae. My medical school was about $200,000. And then we had every single loan. I never met a debt we didn't like, basically. And we had IRS debt. We had business loans. We had family loans. We had car loans. We had credit card. I mean, everything, pretty much.
So whose idea was this to go crazy 3 years and 11 months ago?
Well, it was kind of both of ours. But what happened was I had heard your radio show, and I heard it was on Friday. I heard a debt-free screams going on. I thought that was some fictional fantasy unicorn leprechaun stuff. And then I heard it more, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe these are real, but it's not for me. I'm a doctor. I'm different. This doesn't apply to me. Your rules don't work for doctors because we're special.
Doctor. That's that doctor thing. Yeah, they're
so
special.
That was but then my wife, I delivered Drew, our 5th child, at home, and she almost died.
Oh.
And my life flashed before my eyes, and we just reevaluated together what was important in our life. And we said, you know what? I want to spend more time at home, and we want to spend time together as a family. And these material things are keeping us from doing that. So how do we do that? And actually, we went crazy before we even heard about you. So nobody can blame you for us going crazy. We actually wanted to sell our house and sell everything and move to try to reduce our overhead and our living expenses to get out of debt quicker. And then we met one of your ELPs, and we met with him, and he set up a good plan that we liked, that we were happy with, and it got us motivated, inspired, and we believed that we could actually do it after meeting with your ELP.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Celeste, is this guy crazy, or are you in on the crazy here?
No, I'm a little in on the crazy too.
But it sounds like he gets a hold of something and goes with it, doesn't he?
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little. I like it.
Yeah, just
very fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of people that get things done.
Absolutely.
Like, very fun, very fun. So, Celeste, what was the biggest sacrifice? What was the hardest thing that you guys have done during this time?
Well, probably we had 2 things. The first thing was deciding to sell our home that we just bought a year before, and it was our dream home.
Oh.
It had everything that we ever wanted in a home, and so for about a week, I walked around our house crying, looking at everything and crying. But, that was a week, and then I got over it, and we sold the house. But for the next, almost 4 years, he was gone a lot. And I had 5 kids.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Most of the time by myself.
And she homeschooled the kids, too.
Okay. All right. Wow.
That was hard.
This is amazing because it's hard to relate to both ends of these numbers. The amount of debt, 802,000, but it's also hard for people to relate to making $250,000 or $400,000 a year or something like that. What do you say to people when they hear those numbers and they feel like they can't relate to them?
Well, absolutely. I felt like, the reason why I thought it wasn't possible, and a lot of my friends and physicians, and if you borrow the maximum amount of medical school loan over $200,000, we basically lump it in with a mortgage. And it's like, well, that's not possible to ever pay that off, and I'll never be able to pay my house off. So I just won't do those two things. I'll do everything else because that's like regular people debt. But this is different. This is special. But you have to. I want to tell specifically doctors, residents, medical students, or if you know a doctor or somebody that's in debt, show them show them the Dave Ramsey information. Get them to meet with an ELP or go to FPU, and it'll shatter your paradigm, and you'll have a huge paradigm shift. And I didn't think it would be possible to pay off $200,000 in medical school loans, and another couple $100,000 on $240,000. So, but it's possible once you figure out you're willing to do something that you both want to sacrifice for, and it's worth it. Then I learned new skills. I worked as hard as I could. We sold as much things as we could, and we lowered our living expenses we sold our house and we rented it.
But you've been doing like 80 hours a week.
Absolutely, exactly.
Because you pick up ER every time you could.
Absolutely.
That's how you did this income.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
You've been working like an animal.
Yep.
You guys are impressive.
Thank you.
Well, this is very, very fun. What a great story. I don't know. It's been a while since we had on one that was this much debt. That's pretty impressive, and this much income too. So it's a good ratio. Hey, everybody, if you don't like the numbers, just take a 0 off, and it probably applies to you.
Exactly.
All right, $802,000 paid off.
All right.
3 years. 11 months, making $240, then $405. Count it down. Let's hear a great debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
They look like a boys' choir. That's awesome. Way to go, guys. Y'all were fun. That was a blast. Well, welcome to Nashville. What a great story. Oh, my goodness. Hard to get your head around that one. Wow. Amazing. Hey, if they can do it, you can do it. I'll just tell you.